Was geht ab, Freunde? Willkommen zu einem neuen Video auf unserem YouTube-Kanal hier von einem ganz brandneuen Spiel, das heißt Conway Disappearance at Dhalia von den White Paper Games Entwicklern. Das ist mittlerweile ihr drittes Spiel und ja, es ist gerade mal ein Tag alt. Es ist ein Krimi-Thriller. Wir spielen einen pensionierten Ermittler, der heißt Robert Conway, also von daher die Namensgebung. Der Titel Disappearance at Dhalia View. Dhalia View ist eben der Ort in England in den 1950er Jahren und übersetzt heißt das so viel wie Verschwinden im Dhalia View. Also es handelt um ein 8-jähriges Mädchen, das da verschwunden ist und ja, wir werden hoffentlich den Fall aufdecken und rausfinden, was da passiert ist. Also, viel Spaß! So, Einstellungen sind schon mal gemacht worden. Ich hoffe, das wird alles passen. Weihnachtsabend 1940. White paper. The publisher sold out. Unreal Engine.
Jenny, come on. You're going to miss it.
Tell them to start without me. I need to check on Marie.
She'll be fine. You don't need to check on her every 5 minutes. Come on, it's starting.
Okay, you're right.
Okay, 14 Jahre später.
For the best part of my later years, I worked as a private investigator. I'd seen many a terrible case. Sadly, most of them unresolved. But in 1954, something terrible and far closer to home happened that I could not avoid. And it happened right here, in Dhalia View. The police are here. What on earth is all the commotion?
Hvilken modus? Ja. Ich habe vergessen zu erwähnen, wir sind an den Rollstuhl gebunden.
Now where's my camera? I need to see what's going on outside my window.
Okay.
Now, I can get a closer look.
Andere Seite? Ja.
What on earth is all the commotion? Oh, that's Tony Morgan's blood. My God, I hope he's all right. Please let him be all right. Harold Levy owns most of the flats in Dhalia View. I wonder if he saw something. Shirley Downs. She runs the Crow's Nest. Her office overlooks the courtyard.
Die Überwachungskamera von der Nachbarschaft.
Old Mrs. Doer. She's usually peering through her window watching our neighbours.
Ah, das habe
It's
ich,
past her bedtime.
hab ich schon erwähnt. Dollars.
Bound during abduction. Dear God. Charlotte May, Mr. Morgan's daughter, has been kidnapped.
Der hat mal eine gute Kamera, bist du deppert. Das hier.
Chloroform. What on earth?
Reifenspuren? Nix. Oh, da ist was. Bombe?
Smashed floorboard. I must have slipped through it. I should have come to my window sooner. Theodore and Annabelle McKee, I believe. I really should get to know my neighbours better.
Du sollst auf jeden Fall mal leiser reden. Tja. So. Okay. Haben wir alles? Ich hoffe schon. Ist da noch irgendwo was? Nichts vergessen? Die Omi weiß sicher was. Ja, ich glaube, wir haben alles.
A kidnapping right on my doorstep. It isn't worth thinking about. Imagine if it was Catherine. Time to pay my neighbors a visit and see what they know.
Okay, wir gehen also direkt die Nachbarn befragen. Ja, ich hoffe, das ist der Ausgang. Nein, das ist nicht der Ausgang. Oh Gott. So, jetzt aber. Hier. Notizblock. Aufgaben. Etwas hat sich in Dhalia ereignet, aber was? Fotoapparat abgehakt, Fenster abgehakt, mit den Bewohnern im Hof sprechen. Um herauszufinden, was sie über die Entführung von Charlotte May wissen. Ja, die Kleine heißt Charlotte May. Falsche Taste. Kann nicht einfach zu lenken. Ja. Kamerazentrierung. Oh Gott. Hallo? Nichts wechseln? Ja. So lässt es einfacher spielen? Nein, eigentlich nicht. Lassen wir es bei den Standardeinstellungen. Ich kenne auch sonst gar kein Spiel, wo man eine Person spielt, die an den Rollstuhl gefesselt ist. Oh. Ich dachte, wir sind verkehrt drin. Was ist hier los? Wir haben nicht mal eine Jacke angezogen.
Charlotte May could only be 7 or 8 years old. Why would someone want to take her? It doesn't make any sense.
Aha. So, hier als erstes.
Hello, Mr. Conway.
Good evening.
Terrible what's happened, isn't it?
So you know what happened.
They're looking for a kidnapper. A search is about to start in the Pine Woods.
My sister, Shirley, she owns the pub across the way. The searchers are all meeting there first.
What do you know about the kidnapping, Mr. Conway?
Not much. That's why I'm talking to the pair of you.
You should talk to the old busybody over in her big manor house.
Mrs. Doer.
She knows everything that goes on here. I wouldn't be surprised if she saw the kidnapper.
I wouldn't be surprised if she was the kidnapper.
That's an awful thing to say.
Well, have you seen her? Always fawning over that little girl. All alone in that big house. Plenty of room to hide someone.
I can see that you've put a lot of thought into this, Mrs. McKee.
A little too much, love.
Well, I'm not the only one who thinks it.
Oh, blast. What time is it?
It must be a little after midnight by now, surely.
The search is starting without me. I have to get my coat. You'll forgive me, Mr. Conway?
Yes, good night.
Good night, Mr. Conway.
We'll talk again soon.
Okay. Ich muss mich an die Steuerung mal gewöhnen. Das ist ein Wahnsinn. Kann ich da nichts anschauen? Nein? Blutlache mit Metallteilchen.
Mr. Morgan must have taken quite a hit.
Und ich dachte, er hat zu viel Eisen im Blut. Naja. Na, Locke, was geht?
Good evening, Mr. Levy. Evening. How strange times we live in when a girl can be taken on our doorstep.
You ain't wrong. It's a bloody mess.
Did you see what happened at all? No. How well did you know Charlotte May? You lived next door. You must have seen her a lot.
I hope they're going to clean all this mess up tonight. I've got a business to run.
I'm sure this must be a great inconvenience to you.
That reminds me. Rent day tomorrow. Don't be late.
I haven't forgotten.
Good. Keep it that way, and we'll get along just fine.
May I ask what you were doing tonight?
No.
Sehr freundlich. Fingerabdrücke, die Kippe, DNA-Spuren, nix. Ja. Schauen wir nochmal die Vase hier an. Blumentopf. Ja, geht ja doch. Anzeichen eines Kampfes.
So the kidnapper smashed this during the altercation.
Sieht so aus. Ja, jetzt haben wir schon den Griff ein bisschen. Warte mal, da war doch noch was anderes. Ja, hier. Wow. Anzeichen eines Kampfes?
It never fails to amaze me what some people are capable of.
Betäubt. Naja.
Excuse me, Mr. Conway. May I have a moment?
Nicht jetzt. Ich habe gerade zu tun. Anzeichen des Kampfes? Immer noch.
Who would tie up a small child?
Ja, wer? Dann lässt er einfach das Seil am Boden liegen. Omi, ich komme gleich, okay. Ich will mal zu ihr hier.
Miss Downs, do you have a moment?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I can come back if you need some time.
No, it's fine. I'm just... I can't believe this is happening so close to home. Well, maybe I can.
What do you mean by that?
Not everyone in Dhalia View is as they seem, Mr. Conway.
Miss Downs, who are you referring to?
That son of a bitch right there, with the smug look on his face.
Mr. Levy?
Why not? I mean, what do you really know about him?
Well, I pay him my rent once a fortnight, but no other than that. I didn't really speak to the man.
Well, sadly I do. He's up to something. You must have noticed all the strange deliveries, coming and going at night.
You think he took Charlotte May?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sorry. Miss Downs, what are you basing this on?
Experience, Mr. Conway. You'll excuse me, I need to help the police with their search.
Ja. Jeder verdächtigt jeden, wie es aussieht. Aber Diomi wird uns den richtigen Tipp geben, wahrscheinlich. Aha, bevor sie nicht.
Do you know what's happened?
Never mind all that. Your daughter is a police officer, is she not?
She is.
Here, I found this.
Oh, ich muss das nehmen. Eine Brosche. So. Zu nahe. Eine einfache Brosche, okay.
What's this then?
A brooch. I found it on the floor here.
No shit!
Probably belonged to that poor girl. Thought I'd better pick it up before Shirley Downs gets her mitts on it.
What do you mean by that?
Never mind. Perhaps you can make sure it finds its way to your daughter.
I will, and thank you for telling me.
Just doing my duty.
Can you tell me what you meant about Shirley?
Good night, Mr. Conway.
Did you see anything else at all?
Just make sure to give your daughter that brooch.
Also,
There's Mr. Morgan.
keiner redet so gern mit mir. Was ist hier los? Morgen? Wo ist er? Was? Alter. Kann ich die Kamera irgendwie... Na, da ist er. Die Kamera ist etwas komisch. Lass dich mal überfahren hier.
Hello, Mr. Morgan. My name is Robert Conway. I live in flat 23.
Yes, I've seen you around, Mr. Conway.
Well, you see, I thought I'd better come over and check you're okay. Some of our neighbors seem to be content just to stare. I'm so sorry to hear about your daughter.
Very kind of you. I'm sorry, but I'm late joining the search. I've been talking to the police for over an hour.
Of course, I understand. The police officer you spoke to was most likely my daughter.
Is that so?
Yes, she's a very determined young lady. If anyone is going to find your daughter, it's her. I was once a private investigator myself, so I know how her mind works.
Well, it's comforting to know I'm surrounded by such competent minds, Mr. Conway.
I'd like to offer my services too, if you'd permit me.
That's very kind, but I don't have money, I'm afraid.
Mr. Morgan, no. I'm a father myself. I meant to say that I'm at your disposal.
Very generous, but the police said that...
All I'd be doing is observing and talking to people. And if I find anything, I'll be sure to share it with Catherine.
Catherine?
My daughter, the police officer.
Right, of course.
That reminds me. I have this brooch. Does this mean anything to you?
That's Charlotte May's.
Do you see how the simplest detail can be overlooked? Even by the police. Best to have as many eyes on the case, in my experience.
I see your point. May I have it back, please?
Would you mind if I kept onto it for a day or so, in case it proves to have some use?
Yes, of course. If you think it would help. I would very much like you to return it, though.
As soon as I have something to report back to you. You have my word.
So, where do you suppose you'd begin?
Well, right here.
In Dhalia View?
Yes. It's my experience that it's usually someone who knows the victim.
Do you mean to tell me that one of my neighbours has my girl?
No. I'm merely saying that it's a logical place to start.
Now I see. That's why the police searched my house. Because I'm a suspect, I suppose.
That's the way it works, I'm sorry to say.
So they're not even looking for the real kidnapper?
I can assure you they will be.
Tell me, Mr. Conway, and be honest. Are you going to look for my girl?
I promise you. I'll stop at nothing until I find her. For now, I need you to think of anyone who could have taken Charlotte May.
I don't know.
Think. Anyone or anything at all.
Mr. Conway, who do you know who could do such a thing?
I see your point. Well, for now, perhaps try to get some rest. Charlotte May needs you to be stronger.
You'll excuse me, Mr. Conway. I'm going to join the search and find my little girl.
That's fair enough, Mr. Good night. And good luck.
Good night, Mr. Conway.
So, ich hoffe, wir kippen da nicht mal um. Was suche ich jetzt eigentlich? Neue Aufgabe. Ich sollte wieder nach Hause, um alle gesammelten Informationen zusammenzufügen. Ja, das sind die Hinweise. Die gehen wir dann in der Wohnung nochmal durch. Ja.
Dad?
Catherine. I thought I might bump into you tonight.
Well, I shouldn't be here, what with you living so close. Conflict of interest and all.
Are you finished here?
Almost, yes. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. It's poor Charlotte May I'm worried about. Anyway, look at you. I rarely get to see you in your uniform. You look good.
Thank you. I wish it was a little more comfortable.
Catherine, can I ask, what have you found?
I'm not allowed to tell you. You know that. Besides, I don't have all the details myself, and my sergeant isn't exactly forthcoming with new recruits.
Hang in there. You're an asset. They'll come to see how intelligent you are.
Thank you. All I can say is that it looks as though Tony Morgan's daughter has been kidnapped.
Awful news. May I ask why they're searching the Pinewoods? Do they know where the kidnapper went?
No. It's a dead end. We're clueless, but we can't be seen to be doing nothing. And the locals suggested the woods, so...
Dear God. I perhaps wonder if I should talk to my neighbours again.
Hang on, again?
Yes, Catherine, I've been thinking, and...
Dad!
What?
I know this is happening on your doorstep, but please don't get any ideas.
I'm a naturally curious person, you know that.
You don't do this anymore. Leave it to us, please.
Well, do the police have any ideas?
Dad, I mean it. Don't get involved.
Well, I'd like to help
I
you.
want to do this on my own.
I didn't realise what this means to you.
I meant to say, I want to do it the right way. By the book. Please promise me.
Okay, I promise. I'll leave the police work up to you.
Thank you. Anyway, I'd better be off. I have to make a statement before the morning press. My sergeant is finally trusting me with something.
Well, you'd better hurry. I'll look out for your article in the morning paper.
Right. I'm off. Please go back inside. You'll catch a chill.
Night, my love.
Night, Dad.
The last thing I want is to upset Catherine. I can tell how serious she is about her case. I've never seen her so driven. I suppose I'll still develop the photos I've taken of the crime scene. I might have captured something that the police did not. I won't be stepping on Catherine's toes if I stay in my flat and out of the way.
Ja, Freunde, das war der erste Part von Conway, Disappearance at Dhalia View. Und es macht einen ziemlich guten Eindruck. Die Spielphysik ist noch etwas wackelig, Kamera. Aber ich glaube, die Geschichte ist einfach viel zu interessant, dass auch mich das jucken würde dann. Und ich freue mich schon auf die nächsten Teile. Und ich hoffe, ihr auch. Wenn euch das Video gefallen hat, lasst ein Like da, abonniert uns, aktiviert auf jeden Fall die Glocke, damit ihr auch nichts verpasst. Und ja, wir sehen uns im nächsten Video. Haut rein.